So today, Aaron Judge on every single MLB team. That is the experiment. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like I said, he's here with the Orioles, Red Sox, White Sox. Nope, that's not White Sox. Oh boy. Yankees, Rays, Blue Jays, White Sox. There we go. But like I'm saying, like he is here for every single team in the league. Yes, he is signed to every single team. And you're probably thinking, well, why would you do that? He's only got a 1-year deal. He's going to leave in free agency. No. Maxed out contract. That's right. 10 years, 35 mil every single year. I'm hoping that every team can kind of afford this. I didn't really check that, but we're going to experiment. We're going to see what happens to the league when every single team has the #1 free agent in Aaron Judge. So I looked through it. There are 2 teams that he doesn't hit in the 3 spot, and that is the Angels along with the Cardinals. The Cardinals actually have him hitting 4th as well behind Goldschmidt. So there it is. Those are the only 2 teams that have taken him out of the 3 spot, which may actually hurt his performance because he's got less at bats. So we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, if he gets traded to another team, I hope that doesn't happen. That would be a little unfortunate, but everything's set to auto, so we'll see what happens. But I'm kind of excited to see maybe a surprise playoff team. I'm assuming we're gonna have Aaron Judge win MVP every single season. I would just assume that, but let's see. Maybe like the Baltimore Orioles, who are currently 11 and like 30, win the World Series, but who knows? All right, we're at the All-Star break, and I figured, you know what? Let's take a little look. Let's see how the All-Star game went. I'm actually at the deadline, to be honest, but it's still available. And let's go. Right field, there are 4 Aaron Judges in the All-Star game. You've got the Tigers version, the White Sox version, the Royals, and the Athletics. And on the National League side, you've got the Reds, the Brewers, and the Dodgers. Okay, so there's actually some big, like 30. Acuna's got 36 home runs. Holy cow. 33 for this Judge, 34 for this one, like 319, 320, 343. Wow. Okay, that's pretty impressive. 343 on the year. I mean, can he keep that up? I haven't seen a single Aaron Judge traded, and now that I said that, I kind of want to double check and see if like that actually did happen. So I would assume I would have gotten a notification for it, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty tough to trade him because of his contract. But sometimes MLB The Show doesn't give you notifications, and so you kind of just have to look. And looking at it, I'm not seeing any sort of Aaron Judge move, so that's good to know. It's looking like we're good. It's looking like we're in the clear. We're in the clear. So there we go. Aaron Judge not traded. And let's see. I have a feeling like league leaders is going to be Aaron Judge after Aaron Judge after Aaron Judge. But I'm kind of hoping some surprise team sneaks into the playoffs. All right, so the postseason's over, and let's take a look at the playoff picture. We've got the Rays got in, but it looks like a pretty standard playoff picture. I'm interested in this right here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 in the top, 4 in the top 10. Okay, and then on the other side, Freddie Freeman ended up being it. The Reds actually fell off a little bit. He went down to 320, but it's still like Judge. Holy cow. Is there another one? No. All right, so pretty impressive. I kind of want to look and see who was the best Judge of them all. Like who hit the most home runs, who had the most hits, who had like the best season overall. That's kind of something that I'm a little intrigued with. But like this, I think it's going to be this one. The Reds one just really popped off compared to the other ones. The Tiger one too. They might just be those 2 that are the best. Awards wise, Aaron Judge, Detroit Tigers version with 50 home runs. He hit 313 on the year, 176 hits, 41 doubles. Okay, yeah, that's pretty impressive. That's a pretty good year. I would say that's a pretty solid season right there. WAR wise, what do we got? A 7.8. Okay, and then the Astros version as well. And on this side, it was the Reds version that kind of snuck up there, but didn't win MVP. It ended up going to Tatis. What was the difference between these 2? RBIs, maybe? RBIs. Yeah, I think that's it. RBIs. Yeah, that's literally the difference. RBIs and triples. Everything else was like, I feel like that's a close one. But I guess maybe because Tatis was a postseason team compared to like the Reds not being a postseason team, I feel like that could be something that plays into it. And you can see all these Aaron Judges are rookies of the year, even though you can see on the MLB service time, they have 6 years of service time, but yet they're a rookie. Yeah, makes total sense. Total sense. I don't understand that at all. I have a feeling this is going to be all Aaron Judge for the outfield. Yeah. There it is. All right. So can I do this? I can't. It only goes. All right. So basically what I'm going to do here, we're just going to fly through some of these positions or some of these versions of Judge. The Orioles one wasn't that great. It was good, but I have a feeling compared to the other, that one was bad. Under 800 OPS. Are we serious? The actual version of Judge, like the real in-game version that MLB The Show has put into the game. There we go. Not a bad season. Like most of the time, these are good. Like these are all really solid seasons. And looking at them now, they're all like pretty comparable. Like mid 30s home runs. Averages around 300 OPS. 800 plus. This is a really good one with a 900 OPS. But okay. So yeah, we have a couple outliers, and I feel like it was this one right here where he just really popped off. I don't know how, considering he's in Detroit, and we know Detroit is not a hitters friendly park at all. This is actually a pretty good one too. But there's a couple that are like kind of on the lower end, like no 900 OPS, which is kind of crazy to think about. 40 home runs, like again, that right there, that's kind of on the higher end for the Aaron Judge versions, I guess. That's what I'm trying to get at. All right, let's see here. Let's keep kind of flying through them. Now I'm starting to see a lot of 900 OPS. This one, you don't want to be the one that has under 800 OPS. Like that's not good. That's definitely not good. That's like really bad. This 42 home runs is pretty impressive. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, the Mets. The Mets kind of popped off. Not gonna lie, kind of popped off. And okay, yeah. I like looking at it. Most of these, they're just good, right? And Aaron Judge is a really good ball player. Like I can see why a lot of teams would be interested in him. The one issue that I still have with Aaron Judge is the injury issues. Yes, he was healthy this year. Yes, everything went well. But at the same time, he's going to be turning 30. Like he can't continue to hold this big frame. Like he's 6'7", high 200s in weight. Like that's a lot of mass to move around. And you don't just like all of a sudden become healthy. It just doesn't happen that way. There's got to be some tweaks to be made. And I don't really see him thinning, like slimming down in weight. He's just going to be a big guy. And I have a feeling as he gets older, it's still going to take some toll on his body. So I just don't know if it's really worth investing big money long term. Maybe like a 4 or 5 year deal. Yeah, but once you start getting past that, I have a feeling it's a little bit of an issue, right? Like that's where things do become, like can he continue to stay healthy throughout his career? So we'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of interested to see if the Yankees end up throwing money towards him, or are they going to go a different direction? And if he ends up signing with another team, is it going to be the Giants? Is it going to be the Dodgers? Is it going to be like a surprise team that like not a lot of people are talking about? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens as the Padres defeat the Yankees. And it's actually kind of fitting that happens, because in yesterday's video where MLB The Show predicted free agency, Aaron Judge went to the Padres. I'm not going to spoil any others, but that was kind of the one big move that happened. Aaron Judge went to the Padres, which I think is a crazy move. That would be a crazy team if they could get Aaron Judge. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get through one more season. Let's sim it. Let's see what happens, just to see if there's any other craziness that will ensue. There might be another like super team that forms. I'm kind of interested to see. And speaking of it, let's just see. The Marlins get Rodon. That's an interesting move. What other free agents are available? DeGrom, Kershaw, Turner, Swans. Oh, so all of them. All of them are. It's just who's going to be able to afford them. Muncy goes to Seattle. Ooh, DeGrom to the Dodgers. That's a super team as well. Kershaw to the Brewers. That's a crazy pitching staff. Contreras to the Yankees. Couple trades there happening. And any other moves? Correa to the Athletics. Gallo to San Francisco. And what about Dansby, Trey Turner to the Pirates? What's with these bad teams spending the money to get some of these free agents? All right, Let's take a look. What big moves happened? Let's see here. So, oh, they kept Bogarts. So that, I mean, that's still a really good team offensively. And they got Wilson Contreras. Ty France went to the Rays, so that had to have been a trade for sure. But I'm trying to see if like any other teams went big in the offseason. It doesn't really look like that. Mitch to the Guardians is an interesting move. I wouldn't hate that one. Looks like Mountcastle got traded to the Tigers. Aguilar. What other moves? Narvaez. Yeah, it's not looking like we saw this trade. It was Gurriel for Ryan Presley. That was how they made it here. Judge and Jordan with like Kyle Tucker as an outfield. Kind of crazy indeed. I don't know how that really works. I'm not too sure if Tucker can play center field. Like, that's one thing you'd have to keep in mind. But honestly though, with Correa and Judge, you add some pieces. I'm not saying the Athletics are close to being contenders, but at least it looks a little bit more respectable than what the Athletics put up this year, which was just an abomination to baseball. Like, that just can't happen. It's disrespectful to the sport. And now that I'm looking at it, let me see what other kind of crazy teams are starting to form. I still think the Mets are kind of juiced right here. We've got the Phillies. I didn't even think about the Phillies with Judge, Harper, Castellanos, Schwarber. Holy cow, that's a pretty cracked offensive lineup. That is juiced for sure. And I'm seeing some other ones, but I'm kind of interested to see what the Dodgers have. Did they keep everybody? Let's see here. So Freeman, Judge, Betts, Peterson's back, Lux. You got Bellinger and JD Martinez on the bench. Interesting. Okay. Huh. All right. And it's an okay team. I'm kind of interested to see if they kept the pitching for the Dodgers as well. They let go of Kershaw, but they brought in DeGrom. I feel like that's a pretty fair move, even though I know in real life Kershaw did sign a 1-year deal today. So there it is. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. I feel like the Dodgers kind of went crazy. All right, so postseason picture. It looks like the Twins have made it along with the Marlins. And I'm kind of interested to see what these teams are looking like that they're making the postseason now. Any changes? Narvaez, but outside of that, it doesn't really look like it. Pitching wise, it looks kind of the same as well. You know, Taylor Rogers is back, but again, pretty similar. The Cubs and the Marlins, though. Let's see what we got here. JP Crawford. Okay. CJ Crone, Yastrzemski, Cedric Mullins. Oh, Mondesi, Garcia, and Kepler all on the bench with their nasty pitching rotation. I feel like, yeah, make some moves, and I can see why that happened. And then the Cubs, what do we got going on with the Cubs? Madrigal and Horner, Judge, Wisdom, Happ, Suzuki, Morel, Gary Sanchez. Okay. Did something change that like they just got really good? They brought in Greg Kimbrell. Like that can't be the reason. I don't know how the Cubs made it. I know they're a wild card team, but I don't know how they made it. The Phillies, I saw, made a trade for a pretty big name. Where are they? They went and got Brian Reynolds. I think it was Brandon Marsh and a prospect that got them Brian Reynolds. But I feel like that's an upgrade over Brandon Marsh for sure. And like looking at that team, that is stacked for sure. So holy cow, looking at the awards, no Aaron Judge, only one, and it was the Brewers version who hit 51 home runs. Huh? Really? Okay, so a couple batting titles, 352 for the Brewers version. I mean, he had 40 doubles, 51 home runs, almost 200 hits. Whoa. Crazy season. The Cubs version also popped off a little bit, and I guess it does help it because it got the Marlins in the postseason, it got the Cubs in the postseason, it got the Twins in the postseason, and I feel like the Twins kind of have a the Marlins. The Marlins have kind of like a sneaky good team after some of those moves that were made, right? It was the Marlins that we talked about, right? Now I'm starting to like second guess myself. Yeah, JP Crawford, CJ Crow, like it's not a bad team. You know, the Twins, but I feel like the Marlins really went out, made some moves. The Phillies went out and got Brian Reynolds, which is kind of crazy too. But I feel like, yeah, the Dodgers went out and got DeGrom. So there were a couple changes. The Dodgers didn't even make the postseason. Hold on, I'm just now noticing that. The Dodgers didn't make the postseason. They finished 7 games back, and in the wild card, they were 5 games. Wow. Whoa, even after all those moves. That's crazy. Did the Blue Jays go and do something? What happened with them? So So Bichette, Hernandez, Judge, Guerrero. No, I mean, Santander. Pitching wise, looks kind of the same. Matthew Boyd, sprinkle in. Oh, they've got Presley. But interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's quickly take a look at league leaders, see if we see anything crazy. I mean, we looked at these two. That was pretty impressive. The Padres, the Reds. We've got any others that really stand out? Doesn't really look like it. It looks like they've started to cool off a little bit after the first year. There's still definite, like the Brewers one, the Cubs one. I guess the Marlins one kind of popped off too. And that would also explain how they made the postseason. So here we are. World Series time. Who is it going to be? We are going to have a Toronto-Atlanta World Series. And I feel like we've looked at Toronto's team. Let's look at what we've got going on here. Michael Harris, who had a great year in real life. Dansby Swanson returned to Atlanta. And looking at the team, I mean, that's a brave squad. You know, they brought in Mike Clevenger. But outside of that, it looks like a pretty standard Braves team. And let's see, how is it going to play out? It is going to be a Blue Jays World Series in 7. The award goes to Aaron Judge. Last year it went to Cronenworth, and you can kind of see what's going on there. So Aaron Judge is your World Series MVP. Had quite the postseason. 417 average with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. That's not the postseason. That's the World Series. He popped off, and there it is. The Blue Jays win a World Series because of it. A couple other teams make the postseason because of it, like the Twins, the Cubs, the Marlins. It's cool to see that it does shake up the league a little bit, and I'm kind of interested to see who ends up getting Aaron Judge in real life. So there it is, Aaron Judge on every single team. I hope you enjoyed this little experiment. Maybe we could do it with Carlos Correa, Trey Turner, Xander Bogaerts, or we could just kind of go start doing some rebuilds. Let me know what you want to see down below, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button down below. That's about it. Check out this video right here. I recommend it for you. I think you'll enjoy it. That's about it. Catch you on the next one. Peace.